Hello guys, in this video I am going to discuss DC motor interfacing with microcontroller 8089S52. First, let's understand how a DC motor works. So if you apply a DC voltage to a DC motor, that is positive terminal to positive and negative to negative, then the DC motor rotates clockwise direction as shown here. So if you reverse the terminals, that means negative to positive, positive to negative, then the motor will rotate in anti-clockwise direction as shown here. There are different DC motors based on their operating voltage, that is plus 5 volt DC motors, 12 volt DC motors, 24 DC volt motors, and etc. And there are different DC motors based on RPM. RPM nothing but rotations per minute, that is speed. So based on the speed, there are different motors, that is 100 RPM, 300 RPM, 500 RPM, etc. These DC motors used in different real-time applications like CDR, DVD players, remote cars, robots, etc. So in order to interface this DC motor with your microcontroller, so we need a H-bridge IC in between the microcontroller and motor. So that is this one. So there are different H-bridge ICs available. I am just using in this circuit. I am just using L293D. So we can't interface DC motor directly with the microcontroller, because DC motors consume more current, whereas microcontroller pins output pins offers very less currents. For example, if we take a DC 12 volt DC motor, that is this one. So if we take a 12 volt DC motor, so I will show you this is a 12 volts DC motor with 300 RPM. So as you see the specifications of this DC motor, it consumes 300 milliamp current, but whereas your microcontroller output pins offers only maximum 71 milliamps. So as you see in the datasheet of this 8089S52 datasheet, so they given maximum they can connect 71 milliamp load. So if you draw more than this current, they gave one notice here. So beyond these listed ratings, the device may fail. So there may be a permanent damage to the device. So we need a H-bridge here to increase the power levels. So that means this motor require more power, but our microcontroller can't give that much power level. So we need to boost the signal and give it to the DC motor, or to increase the power. So if you want to interface any DC motor, we should require a H-bridge. Let's see how a H-bridge works. So this is a H-bridge. It looks like H shape. That is the reason we call it as H-bridge. So it is made up of 4 transistors. One single H-bridge is made up of 4 transistors as shown here. So in this 2 are PNP, 2 are NPN. So that means if we give for A signal 1 and B 0, let's see how the circuit works. So if we give 1 to a PNP transistor, what will happen, and if we give 1 to a NPN transistor, what will happen? This I already discussed in the previous video, that is basic electronics part 3 transistor. So if we give 1 to a NPN transistor, so the transistor will switch on. So if we give 1 to a PNP transistor, then the transistor will be in off condition, so it acts as a switch. So if we give 0 to NPN, then the transistor will be off. So if we give 0 to a PNP transistor, then the transistor will be on. So based on this basic switching operation, so if you apply this here, so that means if we give 1 here, NPN will be switched on this side, that is Q3, and if we give 0 at right side, that is Q2 will be turned on. So now Q2, Q3 turned on. So that means if you apply 12 volts here, so that 12 volts DC is connected to A terminal of the DC motor, that is here, and the ground is connected through Q3, the ground is connected to B terminal of the DC motor. So now the motor rotates in clockwise direction. So if you apply 0 to A terminal and 1 to B terminal here, so then in this case now the transistors Q4 and Q1 will turn on. So that now the 12 volt is applied to B terminal of motor, and now the ground is connected through Q4 and then A terminal of the DC motor. Here B terminal is, for example, positive and A terminal is negative. So in this case now the motor rotates, sorry, B is negative, A is positive. In this case now the motor rotates in anti-clockwise direction. So positive here, the 12 volt is coming from Q1 to B terminal, and negative coming from through Q4 and to A terminal. So now the motor rotates in anti-clockwise direction. So I hope you understood how a H bridge works. So if we give 1 0, that means the output terminals of DC motor also 1 0, that means it is in clockwise direction. If we give input that is 0 1, then the output motor terminals will be also 0 1, that means anti-clockwise direction. So let's see pin diagram of H bridge. So we are using L293D IC. There are different H bridges. I'm just using this for explanation. So here in this L293D there are two H bridges in this. That means we can connect two DC motors. So and operating voltage is 5 volt for this, that is 16 pin. So we can interface different voltage motors to this, that is 5 volt or 12 volt DC motors. We can interface using this. That decides the 8th pin. Suppose if we give 5 volt to 8th pin, then we can connect it 5 volt DC motors. If we give 12 volt to this 8th pin, we can interface 12 volt DC motors. So there are 4 input terminals and 4 output terminals to interface to DC motors. So for this motor 1 there are 2 inputs, 2 and 7. 2 7 will be inputs and 3 6 will be outputs, which was given to the motor. Same as at right side another channel, control 1 2, and there is a motor 14th and 11th terminals as shown in the circuit. And there are 4 grounds: 4, 5, 12, 14. So these control inputs will be connected from a microcontroller output pins. So as shown here. So let's connect this circuit. So I'm just using a 12 volt DC motor. So or you can use 5 volt also. We can use 5 volt. So that means this is 5 volt. So we can connect this 8 and 12 to the same 5 volt supply. And there is a ground. So this enable should be connected to positive terminal, that is VCC, to enable channel 1. So if you want to enable channel 2, this enable 2 also should be connected. So now currently I am interfacing only a single motor. That means we have to use only 2 input terminals and 2 output terminals. So if we give input terminals 1 0, then the output terminals will be 1 0. So there is no change in the logic, only the power will be boosted or power will be increased from input to output. So output terminals we can connect motor like this, and the input terminals we can connect any one of the GPIO pin. So I'm just using port to 0th pin to interface this DC motor. So we need two pins to interface a DC motor. So one terminal to positive or negative as shown here. So now from the microcontroller, if the logic is 1 0, then the motor will rotate in clockwise direction. So from the microcontroller, if the logic is 0 1, then the motor will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So if the output will be, if the output is 0 0, then the motor will be in off condition. If it is 1 1 also, motor is off. So these are the conditions to write the program. So let's start writing the program. So first I want to rotate that DC motor in a clockwise direction. So I want to write the program for this. So clockwise direction. So as I told, we require 2 pins. So we can use S bit. So there are 2 motor terminals, motor A, that is connected to port 2 cap 0, and there is a motor B terminal connected to port 2 1. So we can use these names here. So main logic will be motor A should be 1 to rotate clockwise, and motor B will be 0. So simple logic. So to rotate a DC motor in clockwise direction. Let's compile this, build it. So let's flash this software in Proteus. So we can navigate to where it is stored. So as you see, I just gave 1 0 logic that is applied here to input terminals of H bridge, and output also 1 0. So because of this, the motor is rotating in clockwise direction. So now I want to write a program to rotate this in anti-clockwise direction. That means simply we can change the logic like, so instead of 1 0 we can give 0 1. So just compile this, build it. So go to the circuit, flash the software, play it. So now as you see, the motor is rotating anti-clockwise direction. So now I want to make a program like sometime clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Even you can use switches for clockwise and anti-clockwise. First switch for clockwise, second switch for anti-clockwise. That you can try. So now currently I am just using one by one, clockwise, sometime anti-clockwise in a single program. So for this we can use 1 0 for clockwise, and it has to rotate clockwise sometime. So we need a delay here. So delay can be we already discussed delay in previous programs. I'm just copy pasting that program, delay function. So directly we can call this. So this delay, we can give any rough delay. I'm just giving 200. So 200 into 1000, it will be repeated. So this is program to rotate clockwise sometime and then anti-clockwise, that is 0 1 for some time. So just flash this software. Play it. So clockwise and then anti-clockwise, clockwise, after some time again anti-clockwise. So this delay we can adjust. So now we can interface using switches also, like I can use buttons, two buttons, switch 1 and switch 2. Can connect this to ground. So the program will be like whenever you press first switch, then it has to rotate clockwise. If you press second switch, it has to rotate anti-clockwise. So we need to declare these two pins, port 1 0 and port 1 1 in our program. So that is like using S-bit we can do. So that is switch 1, switch 2. So this is port 1 0, port 1 1. So the logic will be whenever, so here no need of delay, I just comment it out. So the program will be whenever the switch is pressed, that is switch 1. So the logic will be switch 1 is equal to 0 since it is connected to ground. Then it has to rotate clockwise. Else so motor will be in off condition. So for off, we know both should be 0. So we can repeat the same program for switch 2 also. So whenever the switch 2 is pressed, the logic will be 0 1, else motor will be in off condition. So we can combine this using else if, just like this. So if switch 1 is pressed clockwise, switch 2 is pressed anti-clockwise. So if both are not pressed, then stay halt. Just compile this, build it, flash the software. play it. So if switch 1 is pressed, so it is rotating clockwise. So and if switch 2 is pressed, it is rotating anti-clockwise. So you can play, you can do different robots like obstacle avoidance robot or a line following robot using these same logics. So this I am going to discuss in future videos. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.